This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Chris Legaspi, and today we're going to kick off my new drawing challenge, the Winter Break Bootcamp. And the Winter Break Bootcamp is a drawing challenge from December 20th through January 3rd, 2024. And it's basically an opportunity to make the most of our winter break. I know some of us, especially those in America, have time off for these winter holidays, Christmas and New Year's. And, when you have a lot of time off, a lot of free time, you, if you're like me, sometimes you don't make the most of your free time, especially if you're, by yourself. So if you have artistic goals, you want to improve your art, you want to work on your portfolio, you want to get a new job, you want to break in the industry, this is a great opportunity to use that free time to move forward with your goals. And that's what this boot camp is about. This boot camp will not only give you some ideas and some prompts to help you improve your work, improve your career, but also give you a community and accountability. And that's really the goal, is for us to come together as a community, support each other, and to keep each other accountable towards our creative goals. So in this first meeting, what I want to do is first, I want to just quickly go over what the challenge is, and then how to get started, how to join, and how to get started. Then I'll go into a little demonstration of how I'm going to start my personal challenge. I'm taking the challenge myself. So if you want to draw with me during the winter break, this is a great opportunity. And then we'll go into the AMA section, Ask Me Anything. So we're going to have a couple of these kickoff meetings during the challenge, and this is a great chance for you to come on live and ask me questions and get help with your work. So let's begin. Okay, if you haven't already, make sure to visit my the challenge page. So if you go to my website drawwithchris.com and you click drawing challenge in the upper right there, you'll go to the winter break bootcamp information page. You can read about the challenge. The dates are December 20th through, that's today for me, and January 3rd, so it's about 15 days. And to join, all you got to do is first join our private Discord community, and then you can start sharing your work in the Winter Break Challenge channel. And that's really it. That is really it. You need to join. This is totally free. Now, just quickly show you the Discord. We'll talk about Discord in a minute. Here's our Winter Break channel. We already got some, early this morning, we got some entries already. And I have some the top pin posts, you'll see more information about the challenge as well. How does the challenge work? So basically, once you're in the Discord, the first step is to choose a goal. So this really is a bit of a self-directed drawing challenge. It's basically a way for you to work on a goal or a skill, something that you've been putting off all year, or maybe something you've always wanted to work on, or maybe something you've been procrastinating on, but you need a community, you need a mentor, you need some accountability. So that's the main purpose, is for you to kind of break through your comfort zone here. So um, choose a path and choose a prompt. Basically, choose some kind of goal you want to work on, and then set a deadline for yourself. So that's the next step. You can choose the whole 2 weeks, or you can choose 1 week or a few days. It's really up to you. And then if you're really serious and you want to commit your goals to writing, you can fill out the winter break agreement. So this is just a little document that I made for you. If you are serious and you want to commit to writing, and then what this does is it allows the group, all of our all of the artists joining us on the challenge, to keep you accountable, to keep each other accountable. So it's a great way to join our community and a great way to stay focused. But you don't have to do this part for me, as long as you're um, doing something with us or doing something on your own. As long as you're drawing and working on your goals, that's the main purpose here. So that's really how you get started. And I'll show you how I got started. Here's an example of my winter break agreement. I filled out the document. So I'm working on a career path. I wrote down my goal here, which will be 3 portfolio pieces. That's going to be my goal for the challenge. And I'm going to complete that by the end of the challenge. So I have 2 weeks to complete 3 portfolio pieces. And this part is accountability. So you can select no, which means you're going to be working by yourself, um, which is great as long as you're able to share some progress and move forward. That's great. And you could also have an accountability partner if you choose to work one on one with someone. I do that all the time. It's very helpful. And then sign and date. So that's just an example of my accountability contract, my challenge contract document. Here's the you can see the schedule of events. So we're going to have 5 live streams, uh, one kickoff live stream at the beginning of the week. In the middle of the week, we're going to have a progress report. So you can check in with me, ask questions, and then I'll make sure, and we'll make sure that everyone is moving forward with their goal. So that's what the progress report is for. And then on the last day of the challenge, January 3rd, we're going to have 3 live streams at 3 times. I know we have a lot of international viewers here. Welcome, everyone. So you'll have 3 opportunities to come online and chat with me and have your work reviewed, have your goal reviewed. So that's the schedule of the live stream events. And plus, I'll be in Discord pretty much every day. So you can ask questions in our Discord. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So here's the prompts and the pads. So these are just some example prompts to give you ideas. I have more detailed pads in detailed prompts posted in the Discord and sent by email. So basically, I broke it down into 2 pads. You can either work on your skills or your career. So as you know, I'm a professional artist. I've been professional for 20 years now, almost 20 years, currently working in movie posters. So I have a lot of experience with this. And in my coaching program, I work with my mentees on their career goals a lot. So if you're like me and you're always looking to make money with your art, to find new clients, to sell your work, uh, I definitely will be able to help you with that. So skills or career, or you can mix and match. And accountability. Accountability is what we saw earlier. And this is just an opportunity for you to choose a partner, or you can work with the group. And you basically saying, I'm serious about my goal, and I want you guys to keep me accountable, or I want my partner to keep me accountable. This is really helpful for me because a lot of us as artists, we uh, we spend a lot of time alone. We work alone. We draw and paint alone. So sometimes we can lose track of our goals if we spend a lot of time alone. I know I do. So it's really helpful to have a community. Comment below if you're like me and you get distracted, you get lost sometimes, and you find it really helpful to draw with others or to have a community. I know I do. So that's our challenge page. Let's take a look at our Discord here. Okay, here's a look at our private Discord. So the Discord is private. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to join, all you have to do is subscribe to my free email list at drawwithchris.com, and you can see the link on the information page. And here's a breakdown um, of our winter break channel in the Discord. So once you join Discord, you can go to Classroom and Social. The very first channel is Winter Break Bootcamp, so you can start posting your work there, and you could post your goal. So here's my statement. So to begin, just make a statement here. My winter challenge statement, and then just briefly state your goal, your deadline, and that's it. And you can also fill out the uh, the agreement if you choose so. Here we have a member named Aya. She stated her goal, so we're going to keep Aya accountable here. And we have a couple examples as well, and I'll show you mine as well. Here we have Wild Art Roots. Welcome, thank you, Wild Art Roots. And he already posted his progress, so that's wonderful. And also here you can see some detailed pads or detailed prompts. I just quickly made a list, so you have a lot to choose from. If you still haven't decided, I just wrote some examples down for various skills you can practice, various career paths. Now, these are just suggestions. You don't have to follow any of these, or you can mix and match. Oh, you know what, Chris? The first week, I want to work on my head drawing. And then on week 2, I want to work on my portfolio website. So that's absolutely viable. You can mix and match any pads or prompts. It's really up to you. Like I said, the main thing is that we just want to see you working on your goals. We just want to see you drawing and painting every day, ideally. That's ideal. But whatever time you can commit um, to whatever subject or discipline that you want to work on, that's great. It's really up to you. Um, this challenge is basically here to create a community for for us. So we'll be there for each other. All right, so that's the breakdown of the Discord. Just join the Discord, start posting, and begin by stating your goal. So I'll quickly go through the process there. So let's say I joined the Discord. Here's another one right here. I'm just going to do a quick example. Example. Okay, so I'm going to say I my winter break challenge. I would goal 3 portfolio pieces, 3 new finished portfolio pieces. I want 2 portrait portfolio pieces and 1 movie poster. Deadline for me is January 3rd, so the last day of the challenge. Accountability group, because I want the group to help me out here. I want to be held accountable, and then I could also fill out my document if I can find it. And here's my winter break photo. It's a Photoshop, but it's JPEG, so you can fill it out on your phone or fill it out on your uh, on your tablet or computer. And then if you want, you could fill this out and then post it to the group. But this is not necessary. It's just something visual that you can print out for yourself and hang it on the wall. I like to have things, I'm an artist. I'm sure you're watching, you're an artist too. It's nice to have visual things. This is something that I do for myself. I print this out, put it near my computer or my drawing table So every day I can look at it and go, oh, I'm committed to this challenge. So you can fill that out there with your computer, your phone. I already have one available. Let's see. I can upload a file. I already have one available. Let's see. This is mine. I think this is mine. Uh, uh, oops. Oh, okay. Sorry, my Dropbox not working. So anyway, there you go. So I made my statement. Now I'm going to share my progress. So I already started working today. So I'm going to do a movie portfolio piece. Oh, it's working. Um, I'm going to do a portfolio piece. One of the, oh, geez, why isn't this working? This is so weird. I need to turn on my Dropbox, I think. Sorry. And these things to display Dropbox is weird like that sometimes. But anyway, it's not going to display for me today. It's okay. So I'm going to take a screenshot of my reference folder here. You can post that. And then I'm going to share my, whoops, share my first post, which is a drawing. I did this earlier today. I'm gonna format my first. It's going to save it as a small JPEG so I can post it in Discord. Um, what was I looking for? Oh, this. I'll do share my little folder here. Okay, so now I have two things to share for my first post, which will be an update. So what I'm gonna do is put day one progress. Um, Started on portfolio piece with the search screen caps and images and a main character. That's it. So that's my little description. I'm going to drop my two progress images, and there it is. So that's my first post for the winter break challenge. That's really all you have to do is state your goal and then share your progress. So if you are more dedicated and hardcore, you can you can choose to be accountable, or you can fill out the document. Or if you just want to draw with us, be a part of the group, you're very, very welcome. Just share your work throughout the challenge, and just make sure that we know what you're sharing, what your goal is, and what your plan is. Even if you just you have limited time, you're still very, very welcome. So that's really about it. That's really about it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to start to demo, keep working on my poster, and I'm gonna take your questions while we're here. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to open it up to questions now. Those of you who are in the live chat, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to give you guys first priority. So if you have any questions, please let's do that here. We have Aya live with us. Ho Fan, welcome from Hong Kong. Ho Fan says, I work with a group that meets a couple of times for figure drawing. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So if you guys have any questions about your challenge, if you need help with your goal, if you need help with your prompt, let me know. Um, or if you need help deciding on what you want to work on, let's take a look at, oh wow, some beautiful work. Let's take a look, see if we have any comments here. We have Wild Art Roots. Well, here's a question. Here's a good question by Aya. Her goal is to improve her skills. Aya asked a question. Is this challenge specifically focused on portraits? No, it's not. It's up to you. Is it acceptable to participate in the challenge with gesture drawing? Absolutely. I think that's one of the prompts, but that would be a great prompt. So Aya has a great prompt for us. Let me see if there's any more questions here from Wild Arts. Um, Dina made her statement. Is it okay to show in progress shots for feedback? Uh, yes, absolutely. Uh, She asked, can you submit for feedback? Of course, that's what this meeting is for. So if you do join the challenge, I will be able, with time permitting, we'll be able to do some critiques, and I'll give first priority to those who are active in the Discord or who show up live on the stream. So it's a great question. Maria asked skills, head and figure drawing, so no question. Maria's going to do head and figure drawing, light and shadow studies, and monochrome, and some painting. S says skills, spend 1 hour a day of anatomy, most embarrassing weakness, especially hands. That's excellent. Dim Sum Hero says Bengus studies, that's a Capcom artist. Great. Graku says improving shading and rendering skills. One drawing per day of models or portrait. Wow, that's pretty ambitious. Wild Art made a comment. Lily says improvement of head anatomy. That's great. Shape design and likeness. 4 construction. 1 facial feature first day of the week. 2 monochrome portrait drawing on second week. Wow, that's pretty ambitious. Corey here. Corey's in the Inner Circle program, professional artist. I want to use this time to work on my series Young Heroes. I will get 2 finished drawings. So we're going to hold you to that, Corey. Corey's a professional artist, very talented. So we're going to be extra hard on Corey there. So thank you everyone so far. Here we have a question from Hofan. Hofan from Hong Kong, welcome. Hofan asks, I've been working on the more technical aspects of drawing. I wonder if you have any advice with connecting to the more emotional and creative aspects of drawing. What a fantastic question. What a fantastic question. So thank you. Or any exercises. I'm Wild Roots, by the way. Oh, Hofan is Wild Roots. That's a fantastic question. And Aya says, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Aya, for your comments and your questions always. So Hofan asked a fantastic question, and I will answer that and demo at the same time. So if anyone has any questions live, or if you have on the Discord, you're more than welcome to. Let's see. Hofan's question is, how do you add emotion and drama into your work? Okay. I mean, there's 100 ways to go with this question. Let's see. I will answer by saying, I would always say, begin with an idea in mind. Let me write this down. So the question is, so thank you, Hofan, for the question. I would say emotions, story, meaning, themes. How do you add emotionality, story to your drawing? Well, I would say begin with your emotion, story, etc. Da, 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 da. Begin with the end in mind. And that begins with brainstorming. Oops, that is it. Oh my goodness, that's an ST. Did you see that? I drew an S and a T at the same time. Brainstorming. Brainstorming and design. Brainstorming and design. What that means? Let's go through that now. So I'm going to work on an illustration. A movie poster is an illustration. And I'm going to do one for the movie. It's called The Medium. Comment below if you have heard of this movie or have seen it. It is fantastic horror movie. It's the Thai horror movie, The Medium. It's absolutely fantastic in my opinion. It's quite chilling. So, my story is kind of already set. My story is about um oh, doesn't, doesn't shrink anymore. Oh, there you go. Uh, for those of you who haven't seen this movie, I don't want to show you too much of my screen caps, but um, but that oops, let's put this over here. I don't want to give away any spoilers. But just I'll just briefly talk about what is my story or emotion. So what I would do for Wild Arts for Hofan here is begin with a story in mind. So just start to write metaphors or think about whatever comes to mind, whatever you're feeling. Actually, it's really powerful if you actually have emotion in you already. Comment below if you're like me. I personally draw and paint better when I'm going through hard times in life. Comment below. I guess it's an artist thing. Man, when I'm going through hard times, like I'm sad or a breakup or maybe I'm low on funds, going through some stress. I recently had an injury, very bad injury, so I was going through some stress. But man, I always get more creative when I have going through hard times. Comment below if you're like me. So either come up with an emotion or have one in mind. So I'm just going to start writing. It's good to just start writing, start typing, start sketching. Fear, demon, and this is related to my illustration. Demon, shaman, witchcraft, horror, terrified, demonic, magic, um, fear, magic, innocence, innocent loss. I swear. Thank God I'm an artist, not a profession. Innocence lost. So you see how you just keep coming up with ideas and themes. Okay. So that's step one. And then step two is to design. And for me, design starts with thumbnails. Thumbnails, comps, sketching. That says sketch, by the way. I swear. So that's really it. That is really it. Okay, and sketching. I'm working with frames because I already know the aspect ratio. So movie posters have a pretty set aspect ratio, vertical format. So I'm just going to start sketching based on some ideas. So, and I already have a subject matter picked out. So if you don't have a subject matter, this is a great way to brainstorm something new. So I already have a subject matter, which is a horror movie, The Medium, right? The Medium is a horror movie. So that's where I came up with all these story ideas. And I just start sketching. So fear, just start sketching. What is something fearful? The bug-eyed look, the horror look, the bug-eyed horror look with maybe some elements over here, some demonic elements, some witchcraft elements. That's one way. Just sketch faces. I don't know, Ho Fan, if you're more of a portrait artist or a realist or a designer, but this is one way. I like to sketch faces. So let's see, horror, demonic, shaman, magic, terrified. Okay, so that's just an example of starting a sketch with faces. I'll do one more with the figure or faces. Let's do a figure. So my story is a horror story, demonic, magic, witchcraft, fear. It's a scary horror. So let's pose a figure. So I'll sketch a figure that has a fearful, demonic, scary kind of horror kind of figure. This is an example of one. Another scary pose would be uh, this girl has a knife. Doesn't look like a face, but so you see, that's kind of a scary horror movie pose. And I've seen the movie, obviously, so I kind of have an idea of what happens in the movie. But again, if you don't, you can just start sketching figures and faces until until you're satisfied. I would just keep going. I recommend at least 12. That's what Andrew Loomis recommends, the great teacher. And then you could also do shape design. Shape design. What are some scary shapes? So this is more design and composition. And by the way, if you're new to this, I have a full design and composition program called Design Like a Boss, very in depth. So you can learn all of my design knowledge in that course. I put everything I know in that course. So anyway, so shape and design. So for example, what are some scary shapes? These, right? Daggers, triangles, upside down triangles, scary shapes. Circle is a witchcraft shape. When people do magic, they draw a circle, right? To summon spirits or demons or whatever. Um, Pentagrams, a classic scary symbol. Obviously, lots of demonic connotation there. Um, Horizontal rectangle equals death. It's like a coffin or when you lie down. So let's try some of these. Let's just try. So all we can do is sketch, 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 sketch. We can try. There's an idea right there. Let's do a triple dagger. to a circular figure. There's an idea right there. Ba, 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 ba. Kind of like that first idea. There's one right there. See how it looks kind of scary, right? Um, let's see. Let's do a pentagram or a suggested pentagram. Put a central figure here. This is not quite in the movie, but I'm just showing you an example. There's no pentagrams in the movie, but if we're doing more of like a demonic film based on a Christian religion, for example, this probably would appear in the movie, but it's not. It's an Asian horror movie. So anyway, that's just two ways that I would start with story. Basically, you start with the story, and then you design with the story, and then you draw. So you spend a couple hours, a couple days really writing your story. This is what I call visual writing. That's what this is. This is visual writing. Why? Because um, drawing and painting, illustration, drawing and painting artwork is visual communication. So we are visual communicators. So we need something. The key word is communicate. So we need something to communicate. So this is how I write a story. Basically, I'm writing out a story with pictures. And then once you have a story, then you can flesh out your story with your drawing. So I hope that makes sense. Wonderful question there. And let's see if we have any more questions on the live stream. Oh, wow. We have a lot of comments here. Ho fan made a comment about difficult times. Yes. Oh, that's a difficult question. Mm. Oh, there's a lot of a lot of comments here. Emil says, "Hi Chris, I've been following your lessons on YouTube and anime because your teaching style is approachable and excellent structure. Thank you so much. Um, I have two questions. Did you grow and settle in your style? Yes. I've been learning figure drawing so I can draw fairy tale inspired illustrations, but I've been struggling to connect them in terms of composition, which brings me to question two. How do you attack decisions regarding adding background? Um, Basically, this process, this is my decision making process. I do a lot of sketching, thumbnailing, planning, but I also do a lot of writing. So that's a great question. And this is by Emil. Emil basically asks, how do you do a background portrait? So the question is, and thank you for the question. How do you design background for portrait? That's basically like this. I first, before I do the portrait, I come up with a story. So, I'm trying to think if I have an example on my hard drive. Trying to find an example. Oh, I have a good example. I think if I can find it. Hmm. Oh, I can't see my images. So, um, I'll just quickly go through an example here. This is pretty important. And by the way, it's I went through this process in New Masters Academy in my beginner portrait course. Like the first chapter is about designing the background, actually. Oops. Oh, here's one. Let's do a self-portrait here. Sorry, I'm trying to find a. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay, here's an example. Back to this question. Oh my goodness. So, Emil asked a question: how do you design a background for a portrait? So here's a recent one I did. This is self-portrait. Obviously, it's me. And so, how did I come up with this background? This background is actually intentional. I did design this background. Now, for what is the story of the portrait? What is the story? Well, for me, it was these are just some ideas: pain, healing, loneliness, suffering. I think suffering is the main one. Suffering, hope, loneliness, suffering, hope, somber, difficult. So you see where I'm going with this? I just sort of write down ideas, or you don't have to write them, but you can think them out. And then I thought about how can I tell these ideas, with um, with pictures. And I came up with number one and number two. Suffering is the main theme, and hope is the second theme. So when I drew this portrait, I took a picture of myself, and I was injured. So this was during my injury, September 26th. That's the date. So that was a few months ago. Well, it's about a month ago, and God, it was a while ago. Yeah, I was injured. I had injured my leg, and I couldn't walk. I was crippled for 3 months. I couldn't even sit. So I was not in a good place. I was suffering. So I just wanted to do a self portrait in this state, see how it would turn out. So how do we communicate that? Well, First, you got to place your sketch. You got to place it somewhere. So top, bottom, middle, side. You see where I'm going here? Corner, top, bottom. All of these are important considerations. And then scale. So the portrait is number one. So scale is important. Do you want it small? Do you want it kind of big? Do you want it medium? Then um, once I have placement, I know I want to go lower. I want to go in the bottom because things on the bottom below center is heavy. So this is a design choice, heavy. And then I decide on some tone. I know um, my hair is black. I know that much. My hair is black. Gonna be some darks there. I know I'm gonna have a shadow here, and then um, obviously because it's a dark kind of scene, I want to have sort of a dark mid-tone world. And the gradient, because I want you to feel a little bit of hope. So suffering is more about the value. So the suffering part comes with the dark value, the contrast, and placing it below center line. And then hope is a little bit of light. Oops. So a gradation of light. And you see how far away the light is from the figure? That means, so this light, so the dark value represents suffering, and also the expression on the model will communicate suffering. The placement below horizon means heavy, heaviness, something somber, something kind of serious, not happy and light. So heavy, somber, suffering. The value communicates suffering. And then the this gradation of light is a little bit of hope. So when I drew this, I was crippled. I couldn't walk. I was in a bad place. I was stuck in bed for months and months and months. I was in a lot of pain. But I knew that if I I knew I wanted to get better. So I had a little bit of hope that I was going to heal and I was going to be able to walk again, which did happen, thank God. And that's what this symbol is. So this light is a symbol of hope. So you see that? So that's a brief, a very brief design demonstration. So I think that's a good stopping point here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Oh my God, we have a lot more questions. Oh my goodness, we're kind of running out of time here. I don't want the stream to be too long, but I appreciate you joining me here. We got so many questions. I'll quickly go over some more. Hofan, bridging life and art. What's the point developing skills if you don't have something to say? Okay. Emil says, great suggestions. Word association works for me. Emil says, okay, thank you so much, everyone. And if you watch it this far, I appreciate you. Make sure to go to drawwithchris.com and click on Drawing Challenge. You go to the Bootcamp page, and then you can sign up by email. It's the best way. I'll send email updates regularly. So when you're in my email list, you get not only free resources, but you get updates from me first. So I send out all communications to the email subscribers first, and also to the Discord. And then join our Discord and you can start sharing your work right away and join us in the challenge. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.